Sandy.
Hi, it's Dave.
Hi, it's Kirk.
Welcome to the A.D.K Rock and Metal channel, and today we're having a discussion about the upcoming Iron Maiden tour, where basically the band are playing songs only from the album Iron Maiden through to Fear of the Dark. So everything after Fear of the Dark, they're basically just not going to be playing on this tour. Andy and Kirk, we're going to throw this into effectively the debate format. You get 3 minutes to put forward your case of whether it's a pro or a con that this tour is happening. So Andy, you're going to be taking the position of pro, so you're going to be talking about why this tour is a good thing, and then I'll let Kirk go and you can tell me why you think this tour is not a good thing, and I'm going to see which of you made your cases in the best possible way, and I'll make a decision of or whatever we think is going to be, whether it's a pro or a con, are we for or against this tour. So Andy, over to you. So Iron Maiden playing this tour, is it a good or a bad idea? Well, sorry, is it a good idea? You can tell me why.
Yeah, my case and opening statement is that yes, it is a good idea. From a personal, I mean, obviously only speaking from a personal point of view, I haven't really been blown away by an Iron Maiden album since Dance of Death, and that's early 2000s. I can't even remember. Book of Souls was a good album. I quite enjoyed that, but the Matter of Life and Death, Final Frontier, and the latest one, Senjutsu, just too proggy, just not classic. I don't know, just didn't do it for me. I haven't given them very many spins, if I'm honest, so I couldn't even tell you many song titles off them. But that sort of first. When was Fear of the Dark? Late 90s, 98, I think it was. That's the classic Iron Maiden period, and the songs off that album and that period would be what I would like to see live. I'm not going to go and try and grab a ticket. I've got no interest in going to one of these big shows and attending, but as a sort of lifelong fan, this is the sort of format that I would like to see. They've kind of done it before. They've sort of picked certain periods of their career and focused on that and done sort of world tours. I think Somewhere on Tour was that kind of format. But I think this is a good idea. I mean, just looking at the dates as well, you mentioned that, Dave, are they got the physical capabilities of undergoing a world tour? Yeah. The sort of 3 or 4 day gap in between shows, and the reduced number of shows obviously is a factor there and has shown that. I know Nico, the drummer's had a few sort of health issues in recent years. I'm not up to date with their sort of current sort of state of health, any of the band members, but they are getting on. I think this is a 50th year anniversary tour, so yeah, 74 sounds about right when Steve Harris first drew up the first Gypsy's Kiss lineup, I think, if my history is correct. But I personally, from a fan's point of view, is a good idea. The format of the tour is a good idea, and I think it'll be performed really, really well, because it's stuff they've played hundreds if not thousands of times before, and I think it's what the fans would want. If you there's not, I'm not saying everybody's in my camp with regard to the sort of more recent material, but I think a lot of people would be quite happy with the way they've constructed this tour and the songs that we played on the shows.
Okay, good points. Kirk, why is this tour a bad idea then?
First of all, I'd love to be a defence barrister coming up against Andy as the prosecutor. You've done my job for me there. I thought that lacked enthusiasm, and you actually picked out many reservations when you're supposed to be in favour of this tour. So you've given me the brief, so I'm going to play dirty here. £258 a ticket for the London show, utter disgrace. Yes, I know that the superstars all over the world, especially in Brazil, £258 just because the fan base is there. Okay, so the package is we're going to play, the first 8 albums, and most people will be there, won't they, for songs from Number of the Beast, Peace of Mind, all these great albums. But as the prosecuting barrister has even said, did he even have the endurance? Did he have the energy to do this now, especially the drums? Bruce Dickinson's vocals, they're not what they were, are they either? So this is all going to be about flamboyance and nostalgia, and they're two bad things. When I say bad things, I just think they don't combine well in rock or heavy metal. How many people who are going to see them will have probably caught them, over the last 40 years, probably 10, 20 times. Yes, how many people do they regenerate as new fans? I don't know. I think there is evidence that they are doing that, but to me, I'd be wondering, is this even going to be a swan song, or is it just another excuse to call on the fan base? Let's book all the stadiums throughout the world. Let's play our classic material, and even if we're not up to standard, you can all sing along, and you can even fill in the chorus for Bruce if you can't reach those high notes.
Okay, good points, both of you. Okay, so bits I liked from your pros and your cons. So from a point of, if you are late favouring fans, if you like stuff off of Brave New World and Shinjitsu, you love all the early stuff. So reality is, you're gonna love the early stuff before you like. No one comes in and goes, love Shinjitsu, but I hate Run to the Hills and I hate all those other albums. They're rubbish. I only like the last couple of albums. No one says that. If you've got those latest albums, you got there because you love the early Maiden. So doing just early Maiden makes sense to me if it's a swan song. Because the other problem is, ideally what a band would do is go out on tour. If you wanted to have a real focus, you go out and do a Fear of the Dark tour and do a big focus on that album. But Iron Maiden haven't got that many tours left in them. So they've come out as almost a legacy at this point. This is a legacy tour about best. They might as well called it Iron Maiden Best of the Best, and gone out and done that. And I think from my point of view, it's a case of, I'd rather them announced it as a 2-year round the world. We're wrapping things up now. Might do the odd festival thing, but we're done with the touring cycle, because I just don't see it. The pricing point of view that you raise, Kirk, is an individual issue. So if people want to pay that, that's up to them, I guess. And they're always going to charge that. They're going to get their best bang for the buck. So that's neither here nor there. I wouldn't pay it to see them. I'd have paid it to go and see them in the early, like mid 90s, when they were fresh and when they had the energy to play it. I just can't imagine seeing them charging around the stage, and I'm going to imagine them going to have an oxygen mask at the side of the stage at points to get a breather at some point, because they're just going to be knackered. There is a time to hang up their boots, but I think I'm going to give this as it is a good idea, I think, as a whole. But I hope it's the last big tour for them, because I just don't think at the moment, when I see pictures of these guys on tour, I'm like, guys, you're tarnishing your legacy at this point. Stop, take some time out, go do other things if you really want to, but you're now going to start damaging the legacy of what Iron Maiden is, and people are going to get piss poor experiences from paying £248 or whatever it is to go and see a lackluster show. They can do it right and do it well. I think it's a good idea, but we'll only know once they actually get out on the road and do it, and see how they can cope. But they have done, as you said, Kurt, they've spread out the date, they've spread out the dates, and so it's not so intensive. So I think we're going to go with that. The Iron Maiden tour is a good idea. There you go. Let us know what you think. Is the Iron Maiden tour a good idea? Let us know in the comments. Are you up for it, or would you like to have heard some of their more recent material on the new tour? Let us know in the comments down below. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you on another video sometime very soon. Take care.